Today's episode is about quotation and how to quote your own project if you want to do it yourself. So at the moment I've got one customer to go to, have a quote. Let's go.
So let's start with labor. So before you call anyone, I would highly advise to open your browser and ask the question, how much is average price for a certain service? For example, let's find out how much it is for just installing the shower tray with a shower screen. So internet will tell you, for example, not really example, that's the average price, it's £100. Now you've got some image what you're gonna face in soonest call you're gonna make. So, and this is important because there are rogue traders in the market. There are people who using your lack of knowledge. For example, if you call someone not knowing that, they can tell you, oh, it's 250 quid. And then your first thought is, okay, could be that, you can pay that. And then you basically been ripped off for 150 quid. So it's always best to make a few calls, compare them with each other, and have some idea about the average price. If everyone will tell you higher price than average, like much higher, then don't hesitate to ask why. Why is it so expensive? Is it because of time that takes? Because of I don't know, the state of the building, etc. Then another thing is ask your friends or people who you work with who they used for their houses, their renovation or decoration, and if they've been happy with them, certainly you will be happy with them as well. What else? You could ask for quotes. There are plenty of pages which I will show you on the screen now. We've got MyJobQuote, we've got MyBuilder. You can also check website, it's called CheckTrade, and in my opinion it's the best one because it's not cheap to be on that website, which eliminates plenty of people who undercharge or overcharge or basically are not fair. Another thing is CheckTrade checks everything about the trader. Check their address, they call you up, they can even visit you in your office, and they asking you for credentials from people you already done jobs for, and they asking them, basically they're doing in-depth research about you, so it takes a few weeks to actually appear on there, or even a month or two in some cases. Now, I think we covered that. If you've got any questions, remember, just put them in underneath the video. I will reply to them. Next subject is materials you need for the job. So you either buy them yourself or you will ask tradesmen to buy them for you. So then you're paying for labor, which you already know how much it's gonna be, and then materials. The rule of thumb is that cost of labor will be pretty much around cost of materials. So at this point you can already expect roughly how much it's gonna be. Now, most of tradespeople, especially those who are long on the market, they've got relationships with plenty of different stores, and they have discounts from 10% to 20%. So that's the money you can save, plus the whole hassle with calling, driving around, getting all the deliveries to your house, etc. So that's gone because tradesmen will take care about that. Now, if you would like to buy them yourself, then you've got two options. You either check online in stores what they have, where they have, and if they've got any discounts. And second option is do the step forward and call those shops when they're gonna have good deal on whatever you need. Because if, for example, a good example is I heard that someone called the shop and told them like, okay, I saw on your website there's supposed to be discount on certain things, but now it's gone, so when you're gonna have some another discount or thing? They said like, okay, we're gonna have another one actually from next Tuesday or Wednesday. So their source of information is actually worker of that shop, because they know what's going on. They've got all those meetings with team leaders, etc., and they know that, for example, if you're looking for laminate flooring, they know that in next month gonna be 50% off a few days. So if you can hold your job for another month, you can save half of your money. That apply to furniture and pretty much anything. Well, apart from some small bits and pieces like plumbing, water taps. Those not really the hot subject in the world of discounts. And sometimes, quite usually, but it's worth to go to small shops. Don't go to all those Wigs, tool stations. Double check with your local sawmill or local timber shop. Sometimes they've got better deals and surprisingly better material. Like quality wise, best wood you can get is from those small shops, not from those big stores. And that would be subject covered. Another point is planning your budget. And that's a good one, because whatever I'll tell you now, it's just a rough estimate, because every project is unique. But the rule is always add at least 10% on top of what you're planning to spend, because of things happens. And few examples. Recently we had a house and we're supposed to take off the old plaster and supposed to put the plasterboards and just finish it off. Sounds straightforward. It was not, because underneath the plaster we find out that brickwork, the external wall, was heavily damaged by time and weather. Basically the mortar between the bricks was pretty much gone. You could take out the mortar with your finger, which means the whole structure of the wall, which basically carries the weight of a roof, was vulnerable. So that was the point where the customer was quite upset, because how he could know. I mean, he just bought the house to renovate, and that was something you couldn't know. It's not like agency stuff will let you jump on the roof and check the external walls on a second store. No, that's the risk you usually take. So that was those 10% on top he added anyway. So always expect unexpected. That's what I'm saying. If you're buying old house which is like 70, 80 years old, most likely technology back then wasn't the way we're building now, and plenty of stuff like joists underneath the floor could be rotten. Yeah, those stuff. Actually, about that, when you get any additional jobs for your tradespeople, make sure that you agree with them for the price and have that price confirmed by either email or text, so later on when there's going to be a stage of paying them, you know exactly how much you agreed for. Because when you're going through works, it's like people forget about stuff or they remember wrong, and then you've got those toxic situations which are really unnecessary. Just have the proof on everything. I mean, proof sounds brutal, but it is to cover you and his back, and at the end of the day everyone's happy as long as you've got that on you. And what else? Yeah, the time of the jobs. If someone tells you, oh, the job gonna take 2 days, well, always have, if that's a small job, just be prepared for 1 extra day, just in case when they're gonna remove something, they won't find it something that will stop them from doing the job, because they have to call someone else to actually deal with whatever they found, and then they can resume the job. With bigger jobs, like when you renovate the whole house and supposed to take 6 weeks, be prepared for 10, just in case. Not saying that every job is extended, no, but sometimes you will find some tricky things hidden underneath the floor, underneath the walls. Like, you never know what you're gonna find there. It's not like we can see through the walls. Good example, another job we've done recently. Years ago, no one really bothered about the regulation and the wires, which have to go either horizontal or vertical. There are rules. Someone actually put them on angle, 45 degrees. So that made some jobs quite difficult. What else we've got in here? Oh, the last point. So if you would like to do those jobs yourself, I think 90% of them, or 80, let's be safe, 80% of them, you can do it yourself. If you go on YouTube, which is step-by-step heaven, then you will find how to do things step by step. And don't just follow one video, compare a few videos, because sometimes you will find like self-claimed professionals which never actually worked in the field. But go through the few videos, have a look. There's always few ways of doing things. Find the way which suits you best. What else? Oh, we've got Facebook. On Facebook you've got plenty of pages related to DIY, and funny, most of those users are actually tradespeople who can advise you on certain things. So it's like, it's for free, right there. Other point is, don't rush with a job. If you read the labels of your paint or your plaster or whatever, it usually says that it requires a certain amount of time. So don't rush with that job. If your can of paint telling you that it's ready to be painted with second coat after 1 or 2 hours, double that. Double that, because you can't measure moisture density in your room. That's important. The things on the labels, they say you roughly in a perfect laboratory condition, but double it, come back to that next day or later, and then you can be sure it's gonna be good. And the last point is, watch my videos, because I already showed a lot of stuff how to do it, pretty much step by step. And if there's anything I didn't cover yet, which I will, then yeah, just browse another good channels that does decoration or whatever you're looking for, and I'm sure you can do it. Yep. And I'm almost there, so see you on the next one.